You know the promise. Sun, swimwear, a massive cast of beautiful singles, and a perfectly manufactured tropical escape. Every summer, millions tune in to the premiere of Love Island USA, looking for easy entertainment. With Ariana Madix stepping in to host Season 8, the show's cultural footprint is loud. But committing to this show means handing over more than 30 hours of your life to a single season. And right now, before the first episode even airs, the cast is already falling apart entirely due to off-screen controversies. If you're looking for simple escapism, you immediately hit a wall. The social contract assumes drama happens on the show, not in tabloids. So we have to ask, is it worth investing 30 hours into a highly produced narrative when the production team's vetting process is so porous that the cast dismantles itself in real time? 20 years ago, reality television was a highly contained environment. The network filmed the footage, edited the story, and broadcast a finished product. This chart maps reality TV's shift from produced narratives to unscripted chaos and on-screen action to off-screen lore. Top left is the old model. Storylines lived purely inside TV episodes. Love Island sits bottom right. Maximum unscripted chaos, driven by off-screen lore. The friction here is simple. Network production schedules cannot keep up with the digital forensic capabilities of millions of dedicated viewers. Because the networks are missing things, the power dynamic has shifted. The audience has completely abandoned passive viewing and stepped in to act as the final, real-time casting directors. The PR rollout for Season 8 promised 11 shiny new singles arriving at the villa. We were introduced to names like Anaya Harvey, Beatrice Hatz, and Bryce Detloff. The goal is to convince you that these people will form the next iconic, long-term couples, following the archetypes of past favorites like Olandria Carthen and Nicholas Van Steenberg. But look at this bar chart comparing the original cast members announced by PR versus how many actually survive the internet's background checks. There is a steep drop-off. The roster is shrinking before cameras start rolling. Your emotional investment as a viewer requires a stable group of personalities to follow. When the cast list is highly volatile, the glossy, seamless marketing pitch you were sold contradicts reality. The most immediate evidence of this volatility is 25-year-old Vasana Montgomery, who was abruptly removed from the show days before the Season 8 premiere. Her removal happened because viewers uncovered old, private videos of her using a racial slur. Within hours, the fanbase circulated the clips, pushing the story from internet sleuthing to mainstream confirmation on TMZ. This exposes a structural blind spot in network vetting. Standard background checks are designed to flag criminal records and legal liabilities, not cultural ones. Basic searches miss offensive material because it's often buried in private digital spaces that standard production sweeps can't legally reach. Here is the modern casting loop. It starts with casting, leading straight into the PR announcement. Then the fan base intercepts, triggering the internet sleuthing phase. This bypasses the network entirely with a private video leak, forcing an abrupt network removal. This is a chronic issue. Just last year, during Season 7, the exact same cycle forced the removals of Yulissa Escobar and Sierra Ortega. By firing these cast members, the network protects its brand safety and enforces necessary consequences for racism. However, while Peacock limits its corporate liability, the actual labor of moral and social auditing has been offloaded entirely onto the viewing public. These reactive firings create a chaotic final product on your television screen. When Yulissa was removed in Season 7, the show gave zero context. The narrator simply announced, "Yulissa has left the villa," and the episode moved on. That immediately breaks the pacing and immersion. You are watching a story with pieces missing. To figure out what happened, you have to pause your television and hunt for the context on your phone. The actual narrative has migrated away from the Peacock app, burying the real drama inside threads on TikTok, X, and Reddit. Consuming this show is no longer a passive act of watching TV. It requires a mandatory dual-screen forensic investigation. So who actually gets a return on their 30-hour investment from this fractured format? We split the audience, the meta-consumer on the left and the time-poor escapist on the right. The meta-consumer enjoys Reddit sleuthing and multi-platform lore. But the escapist wants a self-contained story and a stable cast, which this show fails to provide. If you are a meta-consumer, commit to the 30 hours. The rapid accountability and off-screen drama will give you a high return on your time. But if you are a time-poor escapist, abandon the investment entirely. The current production infrastructure cannot guarantee a stable, unproblematic summer escape.